So working on this facade that we see in the background here, it's really interesting how we sort of hold on to the faces of things, the things that sort of face you when you approach them. So I really like when I'm going on a sort of coastal sea walk to come across a sort of facade like this and to just sort of stand in front of it and appreciate it a little bit. It's like being in some sort of face-to-face interview with somebody, and just sort of like the windows there look a little bit like eyes. And I know there's this sort of tendency to anthropomorphize objects that you come across, but I really think there's something invested in the facades on buildings that sort of represent a face. And so I'll go and walk sometimes and have a conversation, just stand in front of the building and just, you know, say what's on my mind, talk to the building, open up a little bit, share my experiences, my emotions, what I'm going through at the moment. And what I'll usually get is a sort of response from the facade, a sort of reaching out to me, telling a certain telling of its own story. So every building has a story, and I think that this guy is sort of quite whimsical and a little bit flirtatious, and a little bit advancing, like a little bit forward in his demeanor, a little bit cheeky, but a good guy to have a conversation with. So every different facade, every building you come across has a face, and is sort of effaced because the back of it is sort of not there anymore. It's like the brain has been removed from the skull. So back of it's sort of not there anymore. It's as if the central cortex of the building has been pulled out, taken out of the skull, and so what we're left with is this ruinous sort of vestiges of what used to be a building. And I find it rather disturbing to sort of go around the facade and enter the part of the building where we're sort of not supposed to look behind that, just like you're not supposed to look behind my skull and through my eye sockets. You're not supposed to sort of get inside the parts of the building that were not supposed to have been seen before. So that's where we are now, and I find it rather disturbing, particularly after the conversation I've just had with the facade of the building. So this is part of the excursion that I'm less comfortable with, but I still sort of push myself into taking a look, and that's part of my role as a sort of anthropologist of architecture, that I sort of study the human impulses inbuilt into a piece of building work, everything from the structure itself and how it implies a sort of cranium, and those windows, which are sort of windows to the eyes outside, they imply that the building has a soul. And this is why I speak with buildings on, you know, a fairly regular basis. I have this conversation with them, and I try to transcribe our conversations into scholarly books.